watch my tongue.
I know that broken hearts are real. Oh, let's take a chance on us, my dear. Let's follow what we feel, my love. You told me that your heart is sealed. Oh, let's pour this cup tonight. Let's make things right, and time gon' heal.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been ages since I've last posted a YouTube video. So much has happened since then. Obviously, this has happened since then. No, I'm not cosplaying for the Winter Soldier. I tore my bicep. But I've got a vlog coming out soon that kind of explains all that kind of jazz. In the meantime, I've been working on so many things for work, so many exciting things that are happening, especially something huge that's happening next year, which I'll talk about later. But right now, I am taking on a little new journey. As you can see, I am a big nerd. I love comics, I love superheroes, I love anime, all that kind of jazz. I'm the kid that just never grew up. So as you can see, you are in my fortress of solitude right now. This is where I work. Got so many collectibles of Marvel, DC, Pokemon, Star Wars, Harry Potter, you name it, and I've got it. So I want to start delving in a little bit more into that space. Obviously, it's where my passion is. I know I'm a geek, I know I'm a nerd, I'm proud and I own it. And as you guys can see, I'm decked out in Fantastic Four gear for a very special reason, because I literally just watched Fantastic Four First Steps. Have a look there, it's 11:55 post-premiere night. We're pretty lucky here in Australia. We're usually one of the first to watch the movie when they come out. I don't know why, I guess just because we're on the eastern side of the world. Like I said, guys, I want to start delving into this space. I mean, this is who I am, this is what I love. So every now and again, I'm gonna drop movie reviews. I post a lot about it on my Instagram stories anyway, so I figured, why not? Let's just chuck them on YouTube. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, couldn't care less. It's just purely for me. So what better way to kick off our superhero, anime, nerd, geek movie reviews, however you want to call it, than with Fantastic Four. And this one's real special for me because the Fantastic Four were actually one of the very first superhero groups. Realistically, the first superhero movie I ever watched. I'm 26 years old, so around the time of 2007 when actually Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer came out, I was about 7, 8 years old. I wasn't allowed to watch superhero movies back then from my own parents, so I had to watch them at my cousin's house. Thank you to the Ibrahim family for allowing me to watch all these movies. But yeah, my first ever superhero movie that I watched was Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer. So the Fantastic Four is very sentimental to me. It's Marvel's first family. Reed Richards is probably a top 5 superhero for me of all time. Absolutely love Reed Richards. I don't know, I've always loved the geeks and the nerds. So to see this project be brought to life, to have Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, who's obviously the Mandalorian in the Star Wars universe, who I absolutely love too. It's just so iconic, like all the stars aligned for this to be such an insane movie. Obviously, I've been hammering this movie and hyping it up on my socials for ages, so much so that my good friend Nikita, I'm gonna shout her out, has hooked us up with a bunch of these collector's cups. Like, bruh, look at that. These are freaking sick. Big love, Nikita. Freaking love you, you're the best. But like I said, guys, before, I did just watch the movie, so I've got so much to say. I'm gonna give you the filtered version first so that there are no spoilers in the review, and then I'm gonna give you some warning before I reveal spoilers so that you can come back and watch this video after you've watched the movie. Disclaimer, guys, I've just literally left the movie, so this reaction is completely raw, it's unfiltered, everything's still going on in my mind right now, so I'm just gonna freaking spit everything that's out of my brain right now. So obviously I haven't had time to watch it again, which I always do with these kind of comic movies, but I'm just gonna give you my immediate reaction straight out of the cinema. Non-spoilers, here we go. This movie is mad. This is a sick movie, right? Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I did read a lot of the spoilers. I know I suck because I always just see them pop up on my TikTok and whatnot. I came in with a lot of expectation, and I'll be honest with you, don't go in with a lot of expectation because it is a slow movie. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a slow movie. It's in the title, Fantastic Four, The First Steps. This is the kickoff for Phase 6. Marvel is now introducing to us the Fantastic Four for the first time in this cinematic universe, and basically this is the new rollout of the Marvel movies. It kind of starts here. Phase 6 starts here, and it's obviously all leading up to Avengers Doomsday. Of course, in Doomsday, you'll see all the characters that you've known and loved before, like Doctor Strange, like Spider-Man, all that kind of jazz. You'll see it all again. But they're gonna be led by the Fantastic Four, and we know that. It's already been out there for a while, so that's not a spoiler. So this movie had to set the platform for that. It had to introduce you to the Fantastic Four. You had to learn about the ins and outs of Reed Richards, of Sue Storm, of Johnny Storm, of Ben Grimm. You needed to know the complex that is that whack family. And then of course you need to be introduced to Franklin, of course, who's, you know, as you know, if you're a comic fan, is a very, very important character in this universe. So this movie does start off quite slow, but of course it starts to pick up the pace once we get introduced to Galactus. Finally, after 20 years, actually get a proper look at Galactus. Since Fantastic Four was introduced in 2005, we knew he was coming. So it's been a long 20 years waiting to see Galactus on TV, and he did not disappoint. All in all, guys, the movie is a good movie. I'm gonna say it's a 7 out of 10 right now. And I came in thinking it was gonna be a 9 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10. And I'll be honest with you, it's a slower watch. It takes time to pick up the pace and get into it. It's just one of those movies that you just gotta give it time, and you gotta appreciate it for what it is. It's a really good movie. It's an introduction into this whole new family dynamic. It's an introduction into Reed Richards especially, who's going to be the leader of the Avengers in Avengers Doomsday. It's already been confirmed, that's not a spoiler. And if you read the comics, you'll know that. Obviously a very critical member in the Illuminati too, which was kind of teased in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. The one thing I love about this movie, visually this is sick. It's like a futuristic retro kind of setting. It's like the Jetsons, I guess you could say, if you remember the cartoon movie The Jetsons. The music is hectic. The music is mad. It's just so well produced. The movie hits the right tone in the sense of a serious nature with a little bit of comedic relief here and there. Definitely far less comedic relief than what you come to know and expect from a lot of the Marvel movies, so I will give you that. It definitely does have that serious undertone around it. The stakes are very high. The problem solving in this movie is second to none. The character development is unreal. I will just say though, the only reason I didn't rank it as higher as a lot of the other movies is the pace of the movie. It is a slower paced movie, and it has to be, because there are so many layers to unpack with the Fantastic Four. To sum it all up, you're gonna love the movie. It's a good movie. You won't walk away saying that was a shit movie. No way. It's definitely not as fast paced as all the other Marvel movies, but it's a good movie, a great introduction to Phase 6, and I cannot wait to see the Avengers. And of course, guys, just to give you non-spoilers, 2 post-credit scenes, as usual. One, very important, and then the other one's obviously a little bit of comedic relief, as it always is in these Marvel movies. So just giving you the heads up there to stay all the way to the end. For people who don't know the comics, they're not massive nerds, they don't absolutely froth this movie. It wasn't a movie like Deadpool and Wolverine where you had to know a lot of the innuendos. Like for me personally, Deadpool and Wolverine is a top 10 superhero movie of all time. I know that's a super unpopular opinion for a lot of people who don't froth Marvel and DC movies and aren't comic geeks, but Deadpool and Wolverine for me ticked every single box because it gave us everything that we ever wanted. We always wanted to see Channing Tatum as Gambit, and we know that he was cast as Gambit originally, but he couldn't actually fulfill that role because he had clashes with his schedule. We wanted to see Henry Cavill as Wolverine. We never got to do it until that movie, so it was a fan cast movie. There were so many lines and innuendos that made nerds stand up on their feet in Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not a movie like that. This is a movie that casual fans can watch, enjoy. It's a great introduction to the Fantastic Four, to the next phase of Marvel. All right, guys, that's kind of the non-spoilers review right there. That's done. Let's bring in the spoilers. Guys, this is only if you've watched the movie. If you've watched the movie, then you can continue on in this part. If you haven't watched the movie, turn it off. I don't even care. Just X, leave the video, unsubscribe, do whatever the you want. I don't care. Just don't watch. You've had your warning. Okay. Doom! Alright guys, I'm gonna get into the parts that I didn't like first in the spoiler part of this video. Man, I've waited 20 years to see Galactus only to get in 15 minutes of him. Oh, look, as always is the case, it's never say never with Marvel. Obviously they just shifted him off to another part of the galaxy. He can always come back. As we know in Secret Wars, they're gonna reset the timeline. Anything can happen, of course. We know all that stuff. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this. You know what I'm talking about. The end credit scene. Dang! Dang! Doom is here. Holy f***. That post-credit scene is f***. What the f***? That post-credit scene is f***. Oh man. Bro, they went there. They f***ing went there. They f***ing went there. Bro, that post-credit scene gave me goosebumps, absolute goosebumps. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We need to talk about it. So clearly Doctor Doom is after Franklin, as everyone in the universe is gonna be after Franklin. Galactus obviously was obsessed with him, and you're gonna find out more and more how powerful Franklin is, which I love personally. I love that they've built it around Franklin. And it's the perfect way to include the Fantastic Four into the Earth that we know and love in the original Marvel universe, whereby you've probably seen it already, Thunderbolts, and the post-credit scene at the end of Thunderbolts, where you saw the spaceship and you saw Fantastic Four coming to the Earth. They're clearly looking for Franklin. That's obviously what we're trying to piece together right now. Man, they're setting up Avengers Doomsday to perfection already. I'm so excited by that. I thought the Silver Surfer, I loved. A lot of kickback from people unnecessarily. Oh, the Silver Surfer's a woman. Look, you pick up a comic book. There are a couple of editions where the Silver Surfer is a woman. It is what it is. I thought she was great, to be honest with you. I didn't think there was any issue with her. I didn't love the fact that Reed Richards was borderline too anxious in the movie. Like he wasn't a leader, you know what I mean? I guess he's gonna have to find those leadership qualities later when he joins the Avengers. But yeah, he didn't strike me as a leader, which I didn't love. I didn't love the fact that he was a little bit anxious. And I know that you know, he's an overthinker in the comics and whatnot, and all the Reed Richards are. But yeah, I loved John Krasinski's adaptation, albeit it was only 15 minutes in Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. But he was a leader. You know, he was firm, he spoke with conviction. This Reed Richards was just a little bit too much of an overthinker. He was a little bit too anxious for me. Johnny Storm nailed it. Loved the Johnny Storm character. For me personally, probably my favorite character of the whole movie. And obviously, I loved Ben Grimm too, The Thing. I think they absolutely nailed it. Vanessa Kirby was another showstopper. Invisible Woman, up there with Human Torch, in my opinion. They stole the show. I think Pedro Pascal was amazing. He was an amazing actor. I didn't love the adaptation that they took with him and Reed Richards, but he killed it as an actor. Guys, this was a good movie. This was a really good movie. I think it sets up the next phase of the Marvel Universe very well. It introduced the Fantastic Four perfectly, and I think you need to give it a chance. Like I said, don't go in with crazy expectations, but it's a good 7 out of 10 movie that'll introduce you to the Fantastic Four. Guys, that's my review, the spoilers and the non-spoilers of Fantastic Four First Steps. Like I said, guys, definitely a movie I would 100% watch and recommend. Thanks, guys. Definitely a different piece of content there, but I love that. This is what I love. This is my passion. I'm a nerd from the jump. So every now and again, I'll drop videos like this. Like I said, it's not for everyone, so you don't have to watch it. Don't really care if you like it or if you don't. To be fair with you, this is just what I do. This is what I like. Thanks heaps for watching. Appreciate it. If you have watched the movie and you want to talk about it, DM me. Let's talk. I've always got time to chat about this type of stuff. That's me done and dusted. It's time to sleep. It is 12:17. Good night, guys. Catches.